The following is a proud presentation of Edge Entertainment Incorporated and the Renegades of Dirt National Modified Tour.
Back to it again, and out in front, Derrick Ramey. Derrick Ramey. What is going through the mind of the driver of the number 91 Lethal Chassis from Mooresville? He leads the charge. Sean Flannery is in second. Rich Michael Jr. third. Casey Burdett is fourth, and now Burdett's going to start making the outside lane, trying to work for him. Burdett's coming. Here comes Burdizzle on the outside. 3 wide for second. Here he comes out of the corner. And he gets loose and makes contact with Rich Michael Jr. going to one. And now it's going to be the machine of Burdett up the outside lane. And he's going to now battle it out with Arnold. This is it. Jason Dykes waves the white linen. It's in the air. One more lap to go. Who's going to take $4,000? Is it going to be North Carolina, Tennessee, or New York, or West Virginia? That's your top four. Coming out of turn number 4. 3 different tour winners and 3 straight nights of racing. $4,000. He clinches the fist at the line. It's Derrick Ramey, the Rocket's your winner.
And Derrick Ramey picking to that big $4,000 victory back in February. And what a year makes. Well, how fast the years flew by. And when it's all said and done, he is the first time ever Renegades of Dirt, Southern Modified Champion and National Modified Tour Champion. Joining us on the line, the driver of the number 91 Lethal Chassis out of Mooresville, North Carolina, and his father for this father-son championship interview, part of from the Renegades of Dirt and Edge Entertainment. Derrick Ramey, Earl Ramey, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good.
Earl, how about
How are you,
yourself,
Wesley?
buddy?
Doing good.
Oh, man, what a year. What a year you guys have had. Just talk about how things have developed from being from February to hearing that race call, winning at Screven. The only win of the year, by the way, but so consistent and being able to lock up the championship for not only the Renegades of Dirt National Tour, but also the Southeast Championship. Derrick, I'll get your thoughts, and then I'll hear from Father Earl.
Yeah, we started off the year with a bang, and then, we were pretty excited about getting this new car, and we still had the same motor and stuff programmed from last year, and we started out the year, we was pretty happy with it. We went down the day before and tested, and started off the year good. With the first 2 nights, we finished 4th and 4th, and then last night, I think we qualified 2nd, and ended up winning our heat race, and we redrew a 1, and for some reason, I don't know why, that was the most nervous I've ever been before a race, but I was telling Dad, I was like, heck, I'll be lucky if we just finished top 5, and we ended up leading every lap and taking home a big paycheck. That was my biggest win ever.
Earl, your thoughts on that February night, frigid in Georgia?
We definitely went into it, knowing that, we were at least be a good top 10 contender, and had a brand new piece and everything was fresh, but we knew that the competition was going to be pretty strong down there. But they took him the first couple nights to get used to the car, and then the third night, man, he just outperformed everybody and just drove his line and drove a smart race and come home with the win. And man, that was awesome for us. We needed that badly.
This is a special father-son champion interview, champion spotlight on Edge Entertainment, Renegades of Dirt. I'm Wesley Outland. It's been a distinct honor and privilege to follow you guys throughout the 2015 season. Talk about just the mindset of going at it for that national championship and then backing it up with the Southeast Championship, Derrick. And I know that Mother Nature was not too keen to us this year. It's not been too kind at all. And, you had to fight as much as you could. I know the weather elements didn't help matters, and then, kind of like the way Davenport locked up the Lucas Oil late model championship, you kind of done the same thing with the Renegades of Dirt.
Yeah, I'd have much rather won it, like, racing for it, but, like they say, I guess you can take them how you can get them. Beggars can't be choosers, but we planned on, honestly, the start of the year, we weren't even planning on running for the National or nothing. We were just going to run for the Southern and see how it played out the first couple races, and then we ended up winning that first race, and that put us in the points lead, and then we kind of just went from there, and then we had another good run up at the North Carolina National, so that put us still in the points lead. So then from there we was like, me and Dad sat down and talked, and we was like, well, heck, we might as well try and go for all three. And started out the year, and we struggled the first couple of northern races, and that put us behind a little bit. But I mean, we stayed consistent. I think our worst finish in the southern race was like a 4th or a 5th, so we had all top 5s. And our worst finish in the northern series was like a 7th or something like that. And I mean, every weekend we went to the track, we just had to stay. I just knew we had to stay out of trouble and run consistent, race smart, and because just to be able to try and stay in contention with the points. Because I mean, me and Rich, we were neck and neck all year. It just seemed like every weekend, if I started first or he started last, it just seemed like the last 5 laps, we was always around each other. So I mean, it was always a neck and neck battle every weekend with me and Rich to battle for the points. But I mean, we always raced smart together. We never touched each other. We always raced clean together. And it was a pretty good year.
Of course, Derrick Ramey is talking about the driver, the number 17X out of Issaquah, New York, Rich Michael Jr., Mr. Excitement there, Mr. Extreme. Earl, did you feel like the time had come for Derrick Ramey to travel around the country with this modified program?
Yeah, definitely. We had been wanting to for the last couple of years, but just, financial reasons, and it was just tough. We didn't have equipment to be able to do it, and we finally had the opportunity to give it our all. So we just took that step and just decided just to cruise up down the road as long as we could go. We didn't know how long we'd be able to make it, but luckily Derrick did a good enough job and able to keep us in the top 5 all the time, and that helped us, to be able to go to next week. So we just took it one race at a time, and all the way down to the end, we still didn't even know if we'd be able to make the last couple, and so many people just ganged in to help us and keep us going and making sure that we all got to the races and did the best we could. We didn't have new tires all the time, so we just ran what we could and did the best we could, and it all played off good.
I remember particularly one weekend back in the summer of July and going in the Dual Line Dirt, the 4th annual Dual Line Dirt at Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania, and Imperial, PA at Pittsburgh, PA Motor Speedway. 2 racetracks you never raced on before, but you had brake drum rows on your Ford dually pickup truck, and that puts you behind the 8 ball all day long.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that hot summer day in Pennsylvania. Derrick, I know that's not the highlight of a year, obviously, but, I got to say that's one thing that just shows the true dedication that you and your father had to get that truck fixed all day long and then to get to the racetrack like an hour before hot laps to be ready to go that Saturday night at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was definitely one for the books right there. I won't forget. And that's our daily driver. I mean, we use that truck for work, to deliver motors. I mean, that's Dad's daily driver. And I mean, we got 1 truck, 1 trailer, 1 car, 1 motor. I mean, a lot of people we race against, they got multiple cars, multiple motors, and toter homes and stuff like that. And it just puts a lot of stress on us knowing that when we take off to go up north or somewhere that, hoping that truck makes it or hoping the trailer makes it, hoping nothing don't go wrong with the truck, because then that just puts more stress on us throughout the week because that's Dad's daily driver. But we do what we got to do to get by.
Earl, what was your thoughts of that summer afternoon?
Oh, that was definitely a crazy day. I remember going through downtown, I guess it was Pittsburgh, following Rich Michaels to the motel, and man, all of a sudden them things started grinding so bad, and it was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. And we just practically lost our brakes altogether. So we, all 3 of us, heck, you was with us. We had a good time that day. You ordered us pizza, kept us fed, and me and Derrick worked all day and got that thing fixed and made it right in time for the race. Didn't get time to maintenance the car. We just went straight out, and heck, I think he qualified like 2nd or 3rd, and we ran in the top 3 all night long. So, that just gives you confidence to know that, if you put your head to it, you can make anything happen. It was a strenuous year on us, but man, we came together, and with all the help that everybody that's helped us, we did it. And it was just, that makes it even that much enjoyable. So I'm proud. So.
We're talking with the Rocket, Derrick Ramey, out of Mooresville, North Carolina, driving that 91 lethal chassis. You know, Derrick, you wore the engine down to, you know, basically almost the bearings. Then you finally got yourself a new power plant, new race car. You drove the wheels off of that thing. It looked like a tin can at Eldor at the Fall Nationals at Eldor back in October. Talk about that crazy day.
God, that was definitely a day I won't forget either. That was we had a good car all weekend. We found some stuff wrong after the Thursday race, and we changed some stuff, and it just put us back. It just put us behind from the get go, and once we got the car figured out, it was 100 times better. And I had a couple buddies there with me, helped me. They helped me get everything squared away, and we had I think we finished. We had another flat tire the first night, so that put us finishing last in that race, and then I think we finished like 7th or 8th in the second race. And then that put us starting, I think, 9th or 10th in the C main. Top 8 transferred, and I drove all the way up to second and finished second by about a foot. I almost won the C main. And then for the B main, we started, I think, 18th. And the top 8 also transferred out of that, and we got to 7th. So we made it. We transferred into the A once again. Last year we had to come all the way from the D main. And, just the track conditions, they kind of played in my favor a little bit because down here, I'm used to a hammer-down racetrack down here in the Carolinas.
Right.
And, our tracks down here, they get a little rough, and they got a big cushion. And, a lot of them guys up north, they're used to real slick tracks. So that kind of played in my favor a little bit, too, to help me pass some cars, and just because I know what to do to the car for them trying to kind of track conditions. So, that really had that really played into our favor, so that helped out. And then we started 29th in A main and finished 14th. But the car, it's got some stories to tell.
Earl, how exciting was it to see your son run at the Big E Eldora Speedway? So much history and prestige there at the house that Earl built. Another guy named Earl.
Yeah. Nah, it was great. That's something that we've always wanted to do, is go to Eldora. And we've been fortunate enough now to go for 2 years in a row, and unfortunate that we've had to come all the way from the very rear to be able to make the big dance. But putting on a show like that, it's really been a great deal. He definitely put on a show and used up every body panel there was, which usually he never drives like that, but, and he's really a clean racer. But, you had 20-something guys, trying to get into that race, and every single one of them was doing as hard as they could go to get up there and get in it. And he was fortunate enough to drive the wheels off of it and use every quarter panel we had up and get in the show. So he pulled in after the race, and I swear there wasn't even the roof was dented down. So, and that was what was pretty cool about all the guys from around our area. Everybody came over to help us get that thing fixed. We had like 15 minutes to get it fixed to get into the next race. And there was probably 6 different teams over there pounding sheet metal out and duct taping and helping us get into that. So that's what makes all this so much fun, is to be able to experience the friendships and the new friendships you make and meeting new people. So.
Like you just said, about 6 teams coming and helping you at Eldor. The Renegades of Dirt and Dirt Motorsports in general is a friend and a family sport. And one guy that you guys have befriended earlier in the year, and he was a big part in helping you out in the summer months when your engine was about wore out, the car was wore out, was the driver of the car number 28 out of Washington, West Virginia, the gunslinger.
The gunslinger.
Yeah, Jason Brookover. Talk about, just how Derrick Brookover stepped up and helped you out, and what a big that meant to you to help get that championships.
Oh, if it wasn't for Jason did for me, we probably wouldn't have been able to come that weekend, or we probably wouldn't even won the championship, to tell you the truth. And Jason he's basically opened his arms. To us like we're almost family. He's a down-to-earth guy. He'll do anything for anybody to help. Him let me race his car that one weekend, that just tells you what, and we just met him a couple months before, and that just tells you what kind of guy he is, just to open his arms and let somebody, he really doesn't know honestly that good for a couple months, and let him come race your car. And Jason's honestly helped us out all year, and just from advice, just from helping us get to the track, letting me race his car. He's been a big part in it this year too, and I just can't thank him enough.
Earl, what's your thoughts as you broke over?
Man, that's probably one of the best things that's came out of this whole Renegades of Dirt tour is us getting to meet new people and creating such great new friendships, and it's the outpouring of help has just been unbelievable. And Jason, man, I tell you what, the first time I ever met him, he got stuck at Tyler County last year, and we helped him get unstuck, and he was in a bad mood, and I'm like, man, this guy's a jerk. You know what I mean? And we laugh about that to this day. We give each other heck about that all the time, and ended up, I'll be daggone, next couple of weeks, we ended up becoming, like, awesome friends, and there's probably about, if we go 2 days without talking to each other, it's something, but man, he really stepped up and gave us the opportunity to be able to help us win this championship, and did everything possible to make sure we were able to go. And heck, we were up there at a race one time, and he opened his garage up to everybody. It was when we was on a 2-day swing or a 3-day swing up there, Mid-Ohio or Ohio Valley and all that. And I turned around, and my car's in there being worked on. Jason's car's in there worked on. Rich Michaels was in there working on his car, and DJ Klein. So that tells you what kind of a person he is. He made sure that everybody had a nice place to work. We stayed in a toter home at a shop for 3 days, and just had a blast. And being able to meet all them West Virginia guys and become friends with them has been a blessing. Tom and Pam Lemon and Jimmy Fordyce has helped us out a ton, and just, man, we love going up there and racing with them guys.
Derrick, is there a particular racetrack that you like, and is there one racetrack in particular that you feel owed you a win this year that you didn't get?
Say that again, Wesley.
I said, is there a particular racetrack that you like? Is there one racetrack that just sticks out that you really enjoyed racing at this year? And is there a racetrack on the bucket list that you felt like owed you a win this season?
Yeah, and that's where we're going next. I feel like County Line owes me one. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been there and finished second. So hopefully we can end this year with a big win and up at County Line for the rest of the kids. And one of my favorite tracks I went to, I was real skeptical about it this first time when we went. We went there and watched one time, and it just seemed like I was scared to take my car there, and we went there and we qualified okay, and heat raced and finished second, and that was Ohio Valley Speedway, and we ended up, me and Hawkins was duking it out for the win, and that's one little fun joint. It's pretty fun to get around.
Earl, particular track you like seeing Derrick race at this year, and one track you think that owes him one also?
Definitely County Line. I would love to win one there, but heck, I'd love to win one at any of them that we went to this year. It was a great experience to be able to go to all these different tracks, and I think that that's what helps the drivers out so much. To become a better driver is racing on something different every single week, and it's tough. You can't just go out there and win every single week. It's when you're going to a different track every week, and that's what made the Renegades so cool. Was there were so many different winners all year long. You just one person wasn't going to go out and dominate. But I felt pretty daggone good about what we did to finish in top 5 all the time. So,
one thing that come to mind this year was the modified Mega 100 and the passing points format. New to some are used to it. What was y'all's thoughts of the passing points format for the modified Mega 100, and do you think that in the later future that more modified races should be in that way for the Renegades of Dirt or any other program?
Yeah, it's definitely different, that's for sure. But like the USMTS, they do that out west almost every weekend, and our heat race, one of our heat races, we started last, and I think we got up to like second or third, and ended up having a flat tire, so we ended up finishing last. And that really hurt us on the one heat race. And then the other one, we started on the pole and won it. So, that kind of helped us a little bit. But what was good about that deal, if I didn't race my way in, I had the provisional. I only had the points provisional by 1 point, but I mean we had it if we needed it, and luckily Rich raced his way in. So then I mean I was going to try and race my way in through the B main. That way it could give me a little bit better starting spot, but the car just wasn't where I wanted it to be, and we ended up taking our provisional, and out of 30 cars, 3 wide, we ended up starting 29th and drove up to, I think, 11th or 12th before the halfway break and got taken out. Had to go to the back, come up to the 11th or 12th again, somewhere around there. And then they called me for jumping a restart, and they sent me to the back again. So then the halfway break, I come all the way back up to, I think, 15th, somewhere around there. And after the halfway break, we drove up to 7th. But, I mean, the guys that were there that I was racing 2 and 3 wide with all race long was just – and it was just like Rodney Sanders, Derrick Ramirez, Zach Vanderbeek, Strickler,
Jason Hughes,
Hawkins,
yeah.
all them guys. It was just it was fun.
Yeah, phenomenal event. Over 21 states represented with over 77 cars total. Passing points, Earl, liked it? Not? Do it again? No?
Not a huge fan of it, just because we've had bad luck every time we go to do that kind of thing. But I mean, it makes it exciting, and it's brings out the competition to the top. So I mean, it's I think it's a good thing. So,
we're talking with the Ramey family: Derrick Ramey, Earl Ramey. Derrick Ramey, driver of the number 91 Lethal Chassis in Mooresville, North Carolina. Father Earl Ramey. Of course, Ramey race engines and all the great stuff that he does. Earl Ramey, respected former NASCAR crew member and in the world of motorsports, and now his son driving in open wheel modified competition. 2015 Renegades of Dirt national champion and Southeast Tour champion. Of course, the driver that locked up the Northeast championship was Jake the Snake Hawkins. Derrick, question. Jake Hawkins, what'd you think of battling with him this year?
I mean, he could have slowed down a little bit for us, but no, Jake's a great guy. Jake and his brother Jared, they're both great guys. We actually become really good friends, and I mean, all three of us, and we almost talk on a daily basis. And recently, Jake's brother Jared, he just come down here and won a big super late model race.
Yeah,
and them boys, they've been on it this year. I'll tell you that. Jake's just a phenomenal driver. He's good anywhere he goes, and every time he rolls in the pits, you can about count on him to win. So, I mean, Jake's just all around a great guy.
Lethal Chassis. Of course, I've said this all year. If there is a dominant chassis, if I wanted to get into modified racing, of course, I can't drive a car worth the split. It's better I can do driving a car on the highway. But if I wanted to get into modified racing, the chassis would have to be Lethal Chassis. Earl, talk about the great relationship that you and David and Ashley Diel-Stremme have had with Lethal Chassis, and how cool it is to have a champion chassis like Lethal backing you guys this year.
Oh man, it's been awesome. It was definitely the greatest thing that I did since I've been trying to get Derrick racing since he was 6 years old. I'd went and talked to David last November, and we had a Pierce car last year, which we had a lot of success, but we were up and down, with the car and struggling a little bit. And we knew that we wanted to go do this Renegades of Dirt deal, and they were a fairly new deal. I mean, the car that I ended up buying was car number 3.
Right.
And, and, I knew that if we wanted to be the best that we could be, that's where we needed to be, because that's what we were getting beat by on a weekly basis. So, and I've known David for a long time, and it was a big chance because he's an asphalt guy, and it was like, man, what's he know about dirt? But David is the most dedicated worker you've ever seen in your life. I've had so many people ask me, so who actually does all the work on the chassis, at Lethal, and I'm like, David, he does everything also, he's got great help. He's got Kevin Carpenter, Ashley helps him, and a couple other great guys, but David actually gets in there and works his tail off, and he's always looking to make it better and better and better. And that's what sold me on the deal. And plus I'm 5 shots down from him, so that makes it even better. but I mean, they've been unbelievable to us, and really, went out of their way to help us and to be there for us. And I used to call David, anytime we used to see him pull in with his dirt car when he first started running dirt, I used to say, there's the first caution. And now he's one of them that you got to beat every week. So, I mean, he's come a long way, and his dedication and Ashley's dedication and Kevin to make sure that their customers are good and taken care of is phenomenal.
Derrick Ramey, thoughts of David Stremme and Lethal Chassis?
Well, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that 100%. I mean, me and David racing together, I mean, yeah, sometimes we might get into it or butt heads. I mean, it's going to happen. It's racing. But, I mean, most of the time we can get out and laugh about what happened and just talk about how our cars were and, I mean, what he thinks I should do different. Or, I mean, I can call him up just about any time of the night and he'll answer his phone. And, I mean, he's always come up to my shop after he's got done working at his to help me and him and Ashley. I mean, heck, I remember one time I was having trouble putting a wrap on by myself, and it was like 3 hours before we were supposed to leave to go to the racetrack, and Ashley stopped what she was doing to come up and help me put my wrap on. Kevin Carpenter, he's an awesome guy, too. He's come up plenty of late nights and helped us get ready to go to the racetrack next week. Just looking forward to 2016.
Final question, guys, before we part ways here. We're doing a special driver champion father-son spotlight on Derrick Ramey. Earl Ramey is car owner and father. There's a photo that Gene Leffler took from On the Cushion Photography that has you guys embracing one another in Victory Lane on that cold night in Screven, and just shows you what racing truly is all about. Earl, what have you got to say to your son, the champion for the Renegades of Dirt, and all he's accomplished this year?
Man, just how unbelievably proud of him I am, not only being such an awesome race car driver, but being the person that he is and well respected with other racers. And, I mean, he's not a stuck-up snob. He'll talk to anybody, and he loves giving us trophies to the kids. And, it's to win that big race down there was so big for us, because if just anybody knew what we were going to the racetrack with every week and just hoping that we got paid that night to get back home,
yeah.
It's just such a huge deal. And, I wouldn't do that. If he decided not to race tomorrow, I'd quit, because, that's the only reason it keeps me going is his passion and his love of it. And it's just an awesome deal. I just love every minute of it. Love all the help that we got. We got Brandon Goulet, Trey Weaver, and so many, all our sponsors, just everybody pulls together to help this kid. I hope we can keep continuing to get help, because we need it, and hopefully we make everybody proud and keep on digging.
Derrick, what has son got to say to father?
I mean, yeah, anybody that's been around me and my dad, they know we definitely butt heads more than we agree to anything. But I mean, there was multiple times this year that it was just me and him taking off up north, and 7, 8 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour trips sometimes, and it was just me and him.
And 9 times out of 10, you were asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't the one staying up all night working on the race car, was he?
Yeah.
But I got two good buddies of mine, Ricky Cade and McKinley Puckett, and McKinley, he just had a little boy recently, and my buddy McKinley, he goes to school full time, college. So I mean they come and help when they can, and I tell them, look, if you can't come, it's all right. But them boys, they work their tails off when they can for me, and 80% of this year, we was leaving sometimes on a Wednesday or Thursday, and just me and Dad, we'd take off and go up the road, and everyone asks how y'all do it, just y'all two. I tell myself the same thing. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself why I do it, but I love it. That's why I do it. And he's the same way.
What's plans in 2016, guys?
Oh, I'm not sure. We're gonna race a little bit here and there, and I think we're just gonna do a little more bouncing around and go out west, maybe some. Try and go down to Florida at the beginning of the year. No commitments yet. We're still trying to figure it out. We've been sitting down and talking, figure out what we're gonna do. So we don't know yet.
Definitely. Well, Derrick, buddy, before we let you go, my friend, this is your chance to thank out your sponsors and everybody. And before I let you do that, Earl, you got any final closing remarks you want to say about the year?
Nope. I just appreciate everything you did for us. I mean, your PR has been extraordinary. I mean, it's helped us out a ton. You know, all your posts that you always do, and man, I love hearing you announce, and I just wish we could race every race where you're announcing. And I appreciate everything you did for us and everything Cody Watson did for us. And, you know, having, you know, the modifieds always struggled, and for him to step up, you know, some people may think he didn't do the right thing or whatever, you know, and hell, I argued with him a lot. But, you know, he did give us an opportunity to do something extraordinary, and I appreciate that. So,
Definitely. Derrick, final closing thoughts for you. Thank your sponsors.
Oh, man, it's a long list. First, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for doing everything they do for me, allowing me to race. And, I mean, people have a lot of sponsors, and, I mean, we do too, but, I mean, me and my dad, we pour everything we have into racing. And it's just, we do everything we can to get to the racetrack. Sometimes it ain't the wisest choice, but we do it because we love it. But first off, I got to thank Brandon Goulet. He's helped me out a ton this year. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. And, I mean, there's been multiple nights we worked at the shop all night. Went straight to work from the shop. And Trey Weaver, he's been a big help this year, too. Get me squared away on my shocks. And anybody who needs any shocks, they need to call him. He's a man. And Grease Monkey of Mooresville, Carl, he's a big help to our team. Max Mole, Gene Jones, he's a big help too. Windecker Aircraft, Autometer Gauges, BSB, Stock Car Steel. Say what?
Pink carburetors.
Yeah, Bill Pink. He's always done my. I've known him since I was a little baby. He's always done all the dad stuff on all his motors, and he's been a big help. Howard Colmar, Patrick Line, and their whole team, they've helped out a ton this year too. And, there's a bunch of people, Jason Brookover and Jimmy Fordyce, they've really stepped up to help. And they're competitors too. I mean, and they've really stepped. That just shows you what the sport's about. And I'm trying to think who else. There's too many people to thank. Bird, he works with Dad some. He's helped us out a ton. My two good buddies, Ricky K and McKinley Puckett. A lot of times without them, we wouldn't have been able to come to the racetrack.
David and Ashley for giving us the opportunity to run lethal.
Yeah, they've really stepped up a lot this year and helped us out.
Well, guys, congratulations to you both. Looking forward to seeing you at the Night of Champions banquet in, I guess it'll be in January when it's freezing cold, snow on the ground before the winter races get heated up in the South in Florida for the Winter Nationals. But congratulations. Renegades of Dirt National Champion and Southeast Tour Champion. Driver the number 91, Lethal Chassis to Mooresville, North Carolina. The Rocket, Derrick Ramey, and his car owner and his father, Earl Ramey. We hope you've enjoyed this special interview from Edge Entertainment Incorporated and the Renegades of Dirt. Follow us all during the winter months at renegadesofdirt.com, at Renegades of Dirt on Twitter, and, of course, on Facebook as well. For the Ramey family, I'm Wesley Outland. Have a good one. We'll see you at the races very soon in 2016. And let's see if the Rocket can go back-to-back with the champion of the Renegades of Dirt.